Welcome back to Tasteful Choices. This is a cooking class that is a collaboration with University of Minnesota Extension, the 4-H program, the SNAP Ed program, Boys and Girls Club in Deer River, and ICTV. And tonight we made some homemade granola and cut up some fruits, and we are going to be making some yogurt granola fruit parfaits. It's a really nice way to end a meal, so it can be like a little dessert, it can be your breakfast. So the kids have been working every week on incorporating all of the nutrition lessons, the things that they've learned to prepare to take an everyday, a typical meal that might not be so healthy, and they're going to take everything that they've learned and transform that into a really healthy, delicious meal. Okay, so today we are going to make our own granola, homemade granola. Has anybody ever made that before?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I don't know.
Maybe? Well, now you'll get your chance to tonight. And there are a few reasons why I think it's better to make your own granola. What can you guys guess what those reasons would be?
I know exactly what's in it.
You know exactly what's in it.
Healthier.
Know what?
Processed sugar.
Okay, so there is honey and there is a little bit of brown sugar, but it's the stuff at the store has way more sugar. Yes, yep.
Healthier.
It's healthier because of the sugar, and also the store-bought granola usually is really high in fat too, if you look at the labels. So this is going to be a healthier granola. You know what's in it, and the most important thing is it tastes better, I think. So there's a base to the granola that we're going to, you're going to see what that is, and then halfway through the baking time, we will add some dried cranberries and some almonds. So there are no, I don't have any almond nut allergies, do I? No. Okay, I didn't think so. Okay, but you can use, you don't have to add as many, and you can use raisins, you can use any kind of dried fruit if you want. And the other part is we're going to make yogurt parfaits with the granola and fruit. And so we're gonna see how you can use fresh fruit, frozen fruit, and or canned fruit in your yogurt parfaits, because depending on the time of year, you might not have access to some real good fruit. For example, I like to use fresh strawberries when we do this, make this, and the strawberries were not good, bad time of year for strawberries. So instead I got frozen strawberries, and how do those look?
Good.
Frozen, but they look pretty good, right?
Mm-hmm.
They look ripe. And then we have, doesn't that look good? These are fresh, and they were on sale, otherwise I might not have been able to get them. And then I'm gonna show you how to cut up a kiwi. We're gonna you can put kiwi in there too.
Have you canned ones here or no?
We have canned, I'm gonna just open the cans, but you each will go home with a can of mandarin oranges. So we'll use those too, okay? So first of all, let me show you how to, well, let's put the granola together. And you're going to want 2 bowls, okay? You're going to want a bowl for the dry and a bowl for the wet, okay? So the first, let's go through the dry ingredients. What are they? 2 cups? Okay.
2 tablespoons of dark brown sugar.
Okay. 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. And now the recipe calls for dark brown sugar, which you can use either light or dark. Dark just has more molasses in it. That's what makes that's what gives it the brown color. Did you know that? Okay. Okay. So there we go.
A teaspoon of salt.
Okay, we'll add that later. Oh, okay.
Just
Since we have it.
magic.
Okay.
I'm Harry Potter.
There we go. Okay. Next.
3 tablespoons of vegetable oil.
Okay, so those are all the dry. Okay. And if you read, when you read the directions, you'll see you want to add the extra ingredients at the very end. Okay. So then you just mix this together like this. So I'll have somebody work on that. Okay. You want to make sure all the oats and the brown sugar is all broken up, okay? And so for the wet ingredients, we have oil, right? Whoops. I've already measured mine. I spilled a little bit. And so here's a trick. If you're going to measure the honey and the oil, measure the oil first.
And then you put the honey in after.
And it'll just, exactly, yep. So how much? 1/4 cup of honey?
Yep.
It becomes easier to take off the lid.
And this honey is from a farm not too far from here. I always like to try to buy local honey because there are a lot of beekeepers in the area.
Does it make it healthier when it's
I think it is. I think, first of all, we know exactly where it's from. And, okay, and also,
We make ours. We have a bee farm.
you have bees? Okay, so you know exactly where your honey's from. That's awesome. And also, there's research that shows that if you have allergies and the honey that you eat from your local area can help with your allergies. Okay, so see, it slips right out.
That, like, ours.
Isn't that cool?
No. Is it healthier for you to use syrup or honey? It says syrup.
Maple syrup or honey? There's really not a lot of difference. They're both sources of sugar, but
They sent us home.
maple syrup is a little bit more expensive if you buy it at the store, but a lot of people go out and tap their own maple trees and make their own syrup. So when I make this at home, I usually do a double batch and I might do half honey and half maple syrup. But you can use either one. The flavor might be a little different. Okay. So then you take the honey and the oil with your whisk and you want to mix it so that there are no clumps in there, so it's fully incorporated, the oil into the honey. Okay? You have to be careful because it's really easy to slosh the oil out of the bowl. And so the recipe, I believe, calls for 3 tablespoons of oil. So I put a 1/4 cup at each station. You can fill that almost to the top. That'll be 3, because there's 4 tablespoons in a 1/4 cup. Okay, and then I'm gonna lift up let's move this here
It looks like it's been cooked.
a little bit.
And then can I mix it?
Yep. Try to try to use your great imagination to think of how yummy this is going to be. Okay, so you want it to be fully incorporated. And if you have clean gloves on, you can also use your hands and do this.
How would you get it off your hand then?
Take off the glove. Take off your
It doesn't really stick.
Is that no? It's the oil.
Okay, so then do we bake this first, or when do we add the nuts and the craisins? So we bake it for 15 minutes, pull it out, put these in, and I like to measure those into this bowl so it gets any leftover oil and sugar. And then we add it to the pan and bake it another 15 minutes.
So this
Okay?
is going to be a fast one.
It's going to be a fast one because you guys have a lot to do with your meal makeovers. And then, so you don't really have to do anything with the berries except for wash them. And then you might want to pick through. There might be some stems and whatnot in the blueberries. Get rid of that. And then I'm going to show you how to cut a kiwi. So we're going to do, here's how you do a kiwi. Here's one way to do it. So I just cut it in half the lengthwise, okay?
Do you take a spoon and do it? That's
Yes, is that how you do it?
I used to eat the whole thing. Same.
You can eat the peel of a kiwi, but some people don't like the
the hairy.
the texture of it.
Isn't the peel one of the healthiest pieces of it?
Well, there would be the most fiber in the peel. I don't know what else is, what vitamins are in it, but when you get the half of it taken out of your peel, then you can set it down, see, flat side down, and then you can cut it into slices however you want. So I'm gonna just cut slices like this.
So it doesn't matter the size.
Now if you're gonna do a fruit plate, there you have nice little slices. But for the yogurt, I want smaller pieces for the parfait. So I'm gonna just turn the kiwi. You have to go down kind of easy, otherwise you'll smush it. There you go. So you have little pieces of kiwi. That will be just perfect to put in the yogurt, okay? You like kiwi?
Yeah.
Me too. Okay, so you guys can go back to your stations and get your granola ready.